Good evening. You are watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos exchanges cables of greetings with leaders of the Arab and Islamic countries on the advent of the new Hijra year. His Excellency Minister responsible for Foreign Affairs discusses matters of mutual concern and current regional issues with a number of officials in bilateral meetings at the UN premises in New York. Oman Oil Exploration and Production signs a $1 billion credit agreement to finance its growing investments. And a session of talks between the Sultanate and Korea discuss means of supporting cooperation in the fields of public transport, ports, infrastructure, and civil aviation. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. With the advent of the new Hijra year and on the Holy Prophet's Hijriya anniversary, His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has exchanged cables of greetings with leaders of the Arab and Islamic countries. In his cable, His Majesty the Sultan expressed his sincere greetings along with his best wishes to them and for their peoples further progress and prosperity, praying to Allah the Almighty to achieve all aspirations of their peoples and for the return of this occasion and on all Arab and Muslim countries with blessings and welfare. In their cables, the leaders expressed their sincere greetings and best wishes to His Majesty the Sultan and the Omani people, praying to Allah the Almighty to protect His Majesty, endow him with good health, happiness and long life, to achieve all aspirations of progress and prosperity for His loyal people under His wise leadership, praying to Allah the Almighty for the return of this and similar occasions on His Majesty, the Omani people and the Arab and Muslim nations with welfare and progress. His Majesty the Sultan has exchanged cables of greetings with the custodian of the two holy mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. His Highness Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan, President of the United Arab Emirates. His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa of the Kingdom of Bahrain. His Highness Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani, Emir of the State of Qatar. His Highness Sheikh Sabah Al Ahmad Al Jabir Al Sabah, Emir of the State of Kuwait. His Majesty King Abdullah II Ibn Al Hussein of Jordan. His Majesty King Muhammad VI of Morocco. Their Excellencies President Baji Qaid Al Sibsi of Tunisia. President Abdulaziz Bouteflika of Algeria. President Ismail Omar Guelleh of Djibouti. Field Marshal Omar Hassan Ahmed al-Bashir, President of Sudan. President Bashar al-Assad of Syria. President Mahmoud Abdullah Muhammad Farmago of Somalia. President Dr. Fuad Ma'soum of Iraq. President Mahmoud Abbas of the State of Palestine, Chairman of the Executive Committee of the Palestinian Liberation Organization. President Uthman Ghazali of Comoros. President Faiz al-Sarraj, Chairman of the National Accord Government of Libya. President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi of Egypt. President Mohammed Wald Abdelaziz of Mauritania. His Majesty Sultan Haji Hassan al-Bulaqiyya of Brunei Darussalam. His Majesty King Mohammed V of Malaysia. Their Excellencies President Dr. Ilham Haidar Aliyev of Azerbaijan. President Dr. Ashraf Ghani of Afghanistan. President Joko Widodo of Indonesia. President Dr. Shaukat Mirziyoyev of Uzbekistan. President Dr. Hassan Rouhani of Iran. President Mamnoon Hussain of Pakistan. President Muhammad Abdul Hamid of Bangladesh. President Gurbanguly Berde Muhammadov of Turkmenistan. President Recep Tayyip Erdogan of Turkey. President Idris Deby of Chad. President Ali Bongo of Gabon. President Dr. Adma Barrow of Gambia. President Macky Sall of Senegal. President Imam Ali Rahmanov of Tajikistan. President Almazbek Atambayev of Kyrgyzstan, President Nursultan Nazarbayev of Kazakhstan, President Abdullah Yamin of the Maldives, President Mohammed Issoufou of Niger, President Muhammad Buhari of Nigeria, and President Ibrahim Boubacar Keita of Mali. His Majesty the Sultan also received cables of greetings on this blessed occasion from Their Highnesses, Their Excellencies the Ministers and Advisors, as well as from honorable members of the State Council, Their Excellencies members of the Shura Council and Undersecretaries, honorable judges, Omani ambassadors abroad, and Islamic and Arab and Islamic States ambassadors, representatives of international organizations and authorities, senior officials from Arab and Islamic countries, in addition to the Sultanate's dignitaries and citizens. They expressed their sincere greetings and best wishes to His Majesty the Sultan, praying to Allah the Almighty to protect His Majesty, endow him with good health, happiness and long life, to the beloved land and its people, loyal people, further progress and prosperity under His Majesty's wise leadership. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos sent a cable of condolences to His Excellency President Enrique Pena Nieto of Mexico on the victims of the earthquake that hit the Mexican capital, New Mexico, and its surrounding. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos bin Said has sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency Colviel Young, Governor-General of Belize, on his country's independence anniversary. His Majesty the Sultan also sent a cable of greetings to Her Excellency President Marie-Louise Colliero Brica of Malta on her country's independence anniversary. His Majesty also sent a similar cable to His Excellency President Serge Sarkisyan of Armenia on his country's independence anniversary. And His Majesty Sultan Qaboos has sent a cable of greetings to Her Excellency Bdia Devi Bhandari, President of Nepal, on her country's National Day. The Ministry of Oil and Gas announced the launch of 4 concession zones for oil exploration in front of international oil companies operating in the field of exploration and production. Oman Oil Exploration and Production has signed a $1 billion credit agreement to finance its growing investments in oil and gas exploration and production, repayment of shareholders' loans, financing of the company's activities and growth plans in the coming years. The company explained that the response achieved through external financing despite the difficult financing situation is an expression of the confidence of international banks in the economy of the Sultanate. On the sidelines of the UN General Assembly meetings, His Excellency Yusuf bin Alawi bin Abdullah, Minister responsible for Foreign Affairs, held a number of bilateral meetings at the premises of the UN in New York with his counterparts from different countries. He met the first deputy of the chairman of the Prime Minister, the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Kuwait, Sheikh Sabah Khalid Al-Hamad Al-Sabah, during which they discussed matters of mutual concern and current issues in the region. He also met with the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Iraq and reviewed relations between the two sides as well as current regional issues. His Excellency also met the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Maldives, where they discussed promotion of cooperation and investment between the two countries. His Excellency Yusuf bin Alawi bin Abdullah, Minister responsible for Foreign Affairs, also met Johnson Greenfleet, U.S. Special Envoy for International Negotiations, and the Minister of Foreign Affairs of Poland, Witold Fwas-Sajkowski. During the two meetings, they reviewed bilateral relations between the two countries and discussed a number of regional and international issues of mutual concern. Reviewing fields of infrastructure, transport and ports was the main aspects of discussion between His Excellency Dr. Ahmed bin Mohammed Al-Ftaisi, Minister of Transport and Communications, and His Excellency Sun Byung-suk, Deputy Prime Minister of Land Infrastructure and Transport of Korea, and his delegation, who are currently visiting the Sultanate. They reviewed aspects of mutual cooperation between the two friendly countries and means of boosting them. A session of talks between the Sultanate and Korea was held to discuss means of supporting cooperation between the two countries in the fields of public transport, ports, infrastructure, and civil aviation. The session studied the mechanism of exchanging expertise in the field of public transport and the usage of smart transport and railway. The session was presided over from the Sultanate's side by His Excellency Engineer Salim bin Mohammed al-Naimi, Under-Secretary of the Ministry of Transport and Communications for Transport, while the Korean side was led by His Excellency Sang Byung-suk, Deputy Minister of Land Infrastructure and Transport. Developing the special economic zone at Duqm and the projects at the zone in the field of infrastructure and private sector investments were the main aspects of discussion between His Excellency Yahya bin Saeed Al-Jabri, Chairman of the Board of Directors at the authority, and His Excellency Sang Byung-suk, Deputy Prime Minister of Land Infrastructure and Transport of Korea. His Excellency Yahya Al-Jabri welcomed the desire of the Korean side in boosting cooperation between Muscat and Seoul, calling on Korean companies to invest in the region. From his side, the Korean official expressed his country's aspirations towards developing this cooperation into wider horizons between the two sides. His Excellency Sayyid Badr bin Saud bin Harab al-Busaidi, Minister responsible for Defense Affairs, held an official talk session with Her Excellency Roberta Vignotti, Minister of Defense of Italy, in the premises of the Italian Defense Ministry. This came within the framework of the official visit by His Excellency to Italy. During the session, they discussed the good relations between both countries, as well as a number of matters of common concern. They also focused on the existing military cooperation between the two ministries and ways to enhance them so as to serve the joint interests. Oman Housing Bank achieved the Best Bank Award in real estate financing at the level of Arab countries for the third successive year. The bank provides real estate financing and housing loans for citizens in the Sultanate in its endeavor to enhance real estate and social development in the country. Since its establishment 40 years ago, Oman Housing Development provided more than 42,000 housing loans worth around 1 billion Omani Riyal. The housing loans of the bank has increased during the last 8 months to 1,200 loans at the value of 55 million Riyals. The allocated budget for housing loans this year amounted to 80 million Riyals. Still to come in our news bulletin. The second Omani Translators Forum is an opportunity for the young translators to exchange experiences and knowledge with professional translators. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman Television. His Excellency Lieutenant General Hassan bin Muhsin al-Shriqi, Inspector General of Police and Customs, met with a number of senior police officers at the premises of Musandam Police Command. During the meeting, they discussed available resources and ways to provide the best services to the citizens, while stressing on the importance of improving the security works and training for the police affiliates. Aiming to build on the success of the first Forum Petroleum Development Oman PDO, held today the second Omani Translators Forum. The event was presided over by His Excellency Dr. Ahmed bin Mohammed al-Saidi, Minister of Health. More details in the following report by Saleh bin Khalfan al-Rahbi.
The second Omani Translators Forum brought together professional translators from various organizations to discuss the best practices and themes related to their profession in an interactive atmosphere.
We are hoping that this forum will instigate people, will encourage our teams, our colleagues in translation or other fields within the cultural arena to focus on this topic, important topic, because we have a lot of books that needs to be translated.
The theme of the forum was book translation, and there were 6 presentation papers on different topics related to the subject. Among the attendees of the event, There were translation professionals and enthusiasts, distinguished writers, and college and university students.
Translation in general is very important because knowledge is available in different languages and in different fields. But of course, in order to pass this knowledge to the people here and also to make use of this knowledge either in research or at work or in various areas, even in knowledge, then this knowledge has to be available in Arabic generally.
One of the key aims of the forum was to empower young Omani translators and offer them with an opportunity to share knowledge, connect, and network with other translators in the country.
This translation forum actually a great opportunity for translators to meet with a group of selected experienced Omani translators in the field of translation and get inspired by their achievements in this field, aiming at developing the translation path at the Sultanate.
It is worth mentioning that this forum comes as part of PDO's continued endeavors to build a center of excellence for translation services and skills in the Sultanate. Translation is the gate through which knowledge and science are shared with the world. This forum opens new horizons for the Omani translators in different fields. For the Sultanate of Oman Television English News, Salih bin Khalfan al-Rahbi, Muscat.
After 3 days of discussions through several sessions and workshops, Women and Psychological Developments on Media Forum ended its activities. The conclusion ceremony was presided over by His Excellency Dr. Abdul Mun'im bin Mansour Al-Hsani, Minister of Information. The event came up with 14 recommendations stressing the need to raise awareness among individuals and communities at different media platforms on the psychological needs of women and training cadres in the field of psychological healthcare. A host of media men and specialists took part in the forum. They discussed the media's contribution with all its different means in shedding light on women's psychological changes and the importance of restoring or resorting to psychological health clinics when it's necessary. The National Business Center affiliated to the Public Establishment for Industrial Estates signed a contract to embrace a graphic designing company with the aim to benefit from the services and facilities provided to entrepreneurs in the Sultanate. The project will include a studio for graphic design, which will be specialized in digital drawing, Arabic calligraphy, motion graphic, and others. Gradual transformation towards digital community is being sought by the Sultanate through the linkage and integration among all government units. In the Governorate of Al-Dhahira, government bodies kept pace with these plans through facilitating renderance of its services to citizens and business sector through electronic systems. Government directorates in the Governorate adopted Oman Digital Community through linking electronically with other government units, providing services through their websites and establishing different electronic communication channels with citizens and other government establishments. A program of activities was held in the Governorate of Dhofar on morals and values. The event was organized by Omani Women's Association in the Governorate of Dhofar. It aimed to instill moral values on all segments of the society. The program included a number of religious, social, and awareness lectures and workshops with the participation of a number of lecturers and researchers from inside and outside the Sultanate. It dealt with topics such as self-leadership, modern media and children, education, emotional intelligence, and spiritual education. White House senior advisor Ivanka Trump joined British Prime Minister Theresa May and United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres at a special meeting on forced labor and slavery today. Trump said the fight against forced labor, modern slavery, and human trafficking was a top priority for her father, U.S. President Donald Trump's administration. She called on world leaders to take away the economic opportunity in these crimes, uphold the rule of law, and protect citizens. British counter-terror police arrested 2 more people today in relation to the London subway attack, bringing the number to 5 detectives. arrested a 48-year-old man and a 30-year-old man under the Terrorism Act in Newport, Wales. A 25-year-old man was also arrested in Newport yesterday. Two other men arrested over the weekend, an 18-year-old refugee from Iraq and a 21-year-old from Syria, remain in custody. Neither has been charged. Extensive inquiries are ongoing and searches are ongoing at 4 addresses. A homemade explosive device placed inside a bucket that was enclosed by a shopping bag injured 30 people when it partially detonated inside an underground car last week. Roofs were rattling and trees swaying in strong winds as Hurricane Maria made landfall in Puerto Rico. The storm was moving across Puerto Rico with a gust of 182 kilometers per hour, reported in the capital of San Juan, according to the U.S. National Hurricane Center in Miami. Puerto Rico had long been spared from a direct hit by hurricanes that tend to veer north or south of the island. The last Category 4 hurricane landfall in Puerto Rico occurred in 1932, and the strongest storm to ever hit the island was San Felipe in 1928, with winds of 257 kilometers per hour. And ordinary Mexicans continue to search through rubble today of collapsed buildings early today, looking for survivors of Mexico's deadliest earthquake in decades, as the number of confirmed fatalities stood at 217. Adding poignancy and a touch of the surreal, yesterday's magnitude 7.1 quake struck on the 32nd anniversary of the 1985 earthquake that killed thousands. Just hours earlier, people around Mexico had held earthquake drills to mark the date. The Ministry of Endowment and Religious Affairs this evening announced the failure of crescent signing for the month of Muharram 1439, and thus tomorrow, Thursday, is the complement day of Dhul Hijjah 1438, corresponding to the 21st of September 2017. Now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Partly cloudy skies will prevail over the coastal areas of the Governorate of Dhofar and its nearby mountains, while rest of the Sultanate will have clear skies with chances of scattered rainfall over the Hajar Mountains. Winds will be southerly to southeasterly, light to moderate, while seas will be slight with a maximum wave height of 1 meter. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos exchanges cables of greetings with leaders of the Arab and Islamic countries on the advent of the new Hijra year. His Excellency, Minister responsible for Foreign Affairs, discusses matters of mutual concern and current regional issues with a number of officials in bilateral meetings at the UN premises in New York. Oman Oil Exploration and Production signs a $1 billion credit agreement to finance its growing investments. And a session of talks between the Sultanate and Korea discuss means of supporting cooperation in the fields of public transport, ports, infrastructure, and civil aviation. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here in the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.